Hi, my name is Nick Burnham and I'm here for Motorboat and Yachting today in beautiful Slovenia aboard a really interesting new concept. This boat is the brainchild of Raffaele Grotti. He's an Italian gentleman, he's had lots of boats of his own and he's always felt there's never been as much space optimization as he would like. So what he's come up with is a 44-foot boat that absolutely maximizes space. And he's done it by producing a very square design. So you've got masses of headroom, masses of beam, and masses of space here in the cabin. So here, for example, I've got a big domestic settee that I'm sat on very comfortably. There's a proper domestic dining table and chairs over on that side, and a big galley area ahead. And it's important to remember as we look through this boat that this is only a 44-foot boat. Now the important thing to know about this boat is that everything is all on one level. It feels very much like an apartment. There's no steps up or down. This particular one we're on here is a 3-cabin layout. There's a 2-cabin version as well, but what we have is a guest cabin with a double bed, another guest cabin with 2 singles arranged as bunks, and then this terrific owner's cabin right at the front. Loads of floor space in here. There's an ensuite, of course, big wardrobe, full set of drawers, but a very nice feature is the fact that the front of the boat opens up hydraulically, and then you've got a small patio area here that's accessed by this sliding door. And what that means is, for example, if you're berthed in the Med, you can have the front of the boat open and you've got this tremendous view then out of the front of the boat when you wake up in the morning. Now, if you thought the interior was impressive for a 44-foot boat, then you really need to see up here on the flybridge, because this is absolutely enormous. It's the full length of the boat, and it's the sort of size you'd normally associate with a 60, maybe even a 70-foot boat. There's a big lounging area at the front here and a sunbed ahead of that. Your helm's up here as well, of course, over on the starboard side, and then behind me there's a wet bar with a fridge, a sink, and a hob if you want it. And back behind that, there's a big dining area. You could even have a jacuzzi up here if you like. Now you're probably thinking, okay, big square boat, lots of space, that's been done before, the American houseboats. But where this boat really differs is at the waterline, because this boat actually rides on twin sponsons. Technically it's a catamaran, although actually the beam of this boat is very similar to something like a Princess 43. And it's an actual proper offshore boat. It's a category B rating, and it's designed to actually go out to sea and be used for proper cruising, not just for getting from A to B. So we're going to take it out now, give it a run and see how it performs. Now Overblue are fitting this boat with 3 different engine options, all Volvo Penta. You can have a pair of 75 horsepower engines, a pair at 150 or a pair at 220. This particular boat we're on here has got the 150s on, and they're judged pretty well for the style of boat that it is. You've got to bear in mind this boat's never going to have the dynamic range and performance of something like, for example, a Princess 43. It just isn't that sort of boat. But what it does is it sits very comfortably on the water. Its engines are pretty quiet, and she'll max out at about 14 knots but cruise very, very comfortably at around 11 or 12 knots. But the overriding impression you get as you're cruising along is just how stable the boat is. Obviously she's riding on those twin sponsons, and that has a very stabilising effect, but also the centre of gravity is very low. All the mechanical bits, the engines, the fuel tanks, the generator, air conditioning units if you've got them, the plumbing, everything is all down low in those hulls. They're not used for accommodation at all. And that keeps the centre of gravity very, very low. And it means you sit here on a very stable platform. And it means that the concept of this boat is very much about actually the journey and not the destination. So you can sit up here on a day like this, the sun shining, all your friends around you, there's masses of space, somebody can be cooking a meal on the barbecue, and you can just settle back, 11 to 12 knots, heading down the coast and relaxing. It's not about getting there, it's about being out on the water.